2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning everybody, it's Wednesday the 9th of March and it's No Smoking Day. And a big happy birthday to Juliette Binoche, Martin Fry, John Cale and Lil Bow Wow. Tuesday in Ukraine saw another Russian ceasefire intended to let civilians leave areas under bombardment break down, with the Russian army shelling the humanitarian corridor out of Mariupol. Some civilians did manage to escape from Sumy, and a further ceasefire is planned for evacuation on Wednesday morning. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was once again applying pressure on international partners in his bid to stave off Russia's advances, and he was greeted with a standing ovation as he appeared on Zoom to address the House of Commons.
Mr. President, you are welcome to address members of the House of Commons and the Lords. You now have the floor. President.
President Zelensky seemed to be channeling the spirit of Winston Churchill as he pledged to continue the fight.
We will fight till the end, at sea, in the air. We will fight in the forests, in the fields, on the shores, in the streets.
He also had words of thanks for Boris, but also took time to plead for further sanctions and pressure on the Russian aggressor.
I'm very grateful to you, Boris. Please increase the pressure of sanctions against this country, and please recognize this country as a terrorist state.
Boris responded with assurances of further support and a pledge to phase out Russian oil.
And I know I speak for the whole House when I say that Britain and our allies are determined to press on with supplying our Ukrainian friends with the weapons they need to defend their homeland as they deserve. To press on with tightening the economic vice around Vladimir Putin, and we will stop importing Russian oil.
Noted feminist Vladimir Putin addressed the Russian nation on Tuesday, International Women's Day, with words of specific reassurance for, as he put it, wives, girlfriends and mothers. He pledged no conscripts would have to fight in the special operation and that there would be no further reserves called up. However, the Russian military continues to suffer losses, including 30 helicopters at an airfield near Kharkiv, and now Poland has volunteered all of its MiG-29 planes for the Ukrainian Air Force, although the US is warning that may not be tenable. President Biden continued to ramp up the pressure on the Russian economy, even as Coca-Cola and Pepsi suspended their operations, McDonald's closed all 850 of its Russian restaurants, and Starbucks turned off its coffee machine. He announced a very significant step with bipartisan support.
We're banning all imports of Russian oil and gas and energy. Americans have rallied to support their Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war.
Even as the number of refugees fleeing Ukraine exceeds 2 million, the British government continues to drag its heels on visas for Ukrainian citizens. Even those Ukrainians who are allowed to come to the UK have been bogged down by lack of people and resource at Calais and other entry points, despite Home Secretary Priti Patel's protestations. Defence Secretary Ben Wallace says the government can do more.
The next responsibility is to make sure we process them as quick as possible. The Home Secretary is determined to do that quicker. I will give her all the support I can in making sure it's done as quick as lightning.
Labour's Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper laid out the case against Priti Patel as pressure mounts for the Home Office to do more to help.
Yesterday, the Home Secretary told the House twice that a visa centre en route to Calais has now been set up, but it still doesn't exist. The Foreign Secretary just said it might be in Lille. The Home Office said this morning that no decision had been taken. Well, which is it? Has it?
John Bercow was the larger-than-life Speaker of the House for 10 years, and his iconic cry of "Order, order" was a familiar sound. Thank you very much. However, he's now been banned from Parliament for life after an inquiry found he was a serial bully while Speaker. The former Speaker says the allegations are completely false.
I am most certainly not a serial bully. I didn't bully anyone. What I did was to argue for the agenda on which I had been elected. I am having to deal with charges that date back up to 12 years. It's quite manifestly and incontrovertibly a stitch-up.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Dolly Parton celebrates International Women's Day and Cameron Diaz would like to get her own coffee, thank you very much, right after this. Welcome back.
Tuesday night saw the second legs of the last 16 rounds of the Champions League kick-off. Bayern Munich faced Red Bull Salzburg after a 1-1 draw in the first leg. It finished 7-1 on the night and 8-2 on aggregate. Liverpool faced Italian giants Inter Milan with a 2-0 lead from the first leg. They struggled with Inter though, losing 1-0 on the night, but had done enough from the first leg to go through 2-1 on aggregate. Jurgen Klopp felt it was a fair result, but was pleased to be through to his fourth quarter-final with Liverpool.
So we had, obviously, without playing brilliant, we had a lot of clear-cut chances. Didn't use them. I think over the two legs it's completely fine that we won one, that they won one, and we are through. That's I think, a fair assumption.
Tuesday was International Women's Day and feminist icon Dolly Parton was busy appearing on US TV and The One Show to promote her new book with thriller author James Patterson. It's a book and also an album, obviously, and it's called Run, Rose, Run. Dolly shared some words of wisdom that she's depended on to cope with fame and the spotlight she's been under for 55 years.
My mama told me when I was young, always keep something back for you. You can give what you've got to give, but don't give it all away. Always keep something for you. And I've known how to do that because I think God has directed that. I pray that also, that God will let me share everything I can, but let me keep me.
If you're looking for a new podcast, apart from the Sweat 7, a guided workout podcast, it's very good by the way, you might like Michelle Visage's new one on BBC Sounds. Michelle, who's maybe best known for her fierce appearance as a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, is using a new pod called Rule Breakers to speak to divas, rebels and, well, rule breakers. First up is Cameron Diaz, and she had some insights on how weird it is when you're a Hollywood A-list famous.
They treat you like, oh wait, you're so precious that you can't do anything for yourself. Everything should be done for you. And it's very infantilizing. You know, all of a sudden these big pieces of your life that are very complicated get sort of taken on for you so that you can do the one thing that you do all the time is just be cute, right? Or be like,
wow.
Take that fame and put it out into the world, and that's your value.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.